It is the fifth postseason meeting between the Yankees and Indians, with the previous matchups cut right down the middle. Each team claiming 10 of 20 games and 2 of 4 series. They meet again starting tonight in a format that has changed the baseball landscape.
The fall frenzy. 16 teams across 4 rounds.
This particular format leaves everybody more vulnerable.
When you have that idea that you have to win every day, that gets you ready for a playoff situation.
Simply unbelievable!
Did they do it again? Yes, sir!
Talk about excitement. 16 teams playing for their lives right off the bat.
You will have a postseason to remember! And welcome to the 2020 Wild Card Series presented by Hankook Tire. It's the New York Yankees and the Cleveland Indians, with all the requisite star power you would imagine between two of the American League's elite brands, meeting in a best-of-3 to decide who moves on to the American League Division Series. Yes, the road to the postseason has begun with Alex Rodriguez, Matt Vasgersian here in the studio. A brand new thing, the wild card round, and it's been a lot of fun so far with 2 games in the books, 1 game underway, and a big one here between the Indians and Yankees.
And 8 tomorrow. I mean, this is our version of March Madness. I cannot wait. It's going to be exciting. And tonight we have a dandy.
Yeah, we do. Let's roll up our sleeves a little bit on the Indians, who got in as the number 4 seed with a really hot finish, winning 9 of 11 down the stretch. Didn't start out in great shape. Terry Francona managed 14 games. Sandy Alomar Jr. had to finish the season managing due to Tito's health concerns. Jose Ramirez, a legit AL MVP candidate with huge numbers in August in particular. And Shane Bieber, 8-1, 1.63 ERA, a lock to win the American League Cy Young Award. And it's a fascinating matchup tonight between Bieber, who is the kind of pitcher du jour, currently referred to as the greatest pitcher on the planet, against a guy who was referred to as the greatest pitcher on the planet just a few short months ago in Gerrit Cole. Bieber has been spectacular this year.
He's been spectacular, is right. And last year, Gerrit Cole set the record all-time for strikeouts per 9 innings. This year, Bieber broke that, and he's been sensational. 122 Ks, 60% on breaking balls. So the Yankees must be disciplined. But Cy Young is over, because he will be the Cy Young. The new season starts today, and they won a dandy from him tonight.
Yeah, how about the Yankees? What an up-and-down season that they just finished wrapping up. It started out looking like nobody was going to slow them down big out of the gate. Then they hit a stretch of losing 15 to 20, went undefeated in their next 10, and then ended the season losing 6 out of 8. Luke Voit won a Major League home run title with 22. DJ LeMahieu, a Major League batting title again, by the way. Gerrit Cole has been everything they could have asked, despite a 3-start stretch in the middle of the season where he didn't quite look like himself. Look, these are the reasons why. Postseason games, why the Yankees decided to back up that big Brinks truck and sign Cole to the 9-year deal.
He's been good all year. He's been great the last 23 innings, allowing only 1 home run. And this reminds me when we brought CC Sabathia. The Steinbrenners invested in Sabathia. He delivered in his first year as a Yankee, first year at the stadium. That's exactly what Yankees are looking for out of Gerrit Cole, the final piece for number 28.
It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Really good pitching matchup, and the only AL wildcard series between 2 teams that have previously met one another in the postseason. Not a great night to be a hitter based on that matchup. We're back with the lineups in the opening pitch next. The series is presented by Hankook Tire, never halfway. Best of 3 to move on to the American League Division Series on a beautiful, very pleasant night in Cleveland, Ohio. 61 degrees at game time. We welcome you to our first between the Yankees and the Indians. Aaron Boone of the visiting New York Yankees. Booney in his 3rd season at the helm. 100-win campaigns in each of his first 2 years managing the Yankees, a 7-7 lifetime postseason record. Let's get right to his starting lineup for tonight. And we highlight Luke Voit having won a Major League home run title with 22 homers in the short season. besting a previous career high. There is power around every corner in this lineup. There is also the potential for a big strikeout total with this fellow on the mound. Right-hander Shane Bieber, 25-year-old, who put up a season for the ages, claiming a rare pitching triple crown, the first in baseball since Johan Santana did it back in 2006. Led the league in wins, a share of that title with Yu Darvish of the Cubs. Led the league in ERA and led all of baseball with 122 strikeouts. A dream season for Shane Bieber and a chance to continue it tonight.
Cy Young versus Cy Borg. This guy has a fastball, curveball, slider, a little change, and a cutter.
Underway in Cleveland tonight. LeMahieu, Judge, and Hicks for the Yankees. Last time out for Bieber was Wednesday against the White Sox. Struck out 10, allowed an unearned run in 5 tune-up innings. Although that last week for the Indians meant a whole lot more than just tuning up. Cleveland ended the regular season by winning 9 of 11. Yankees ended their schedule losing 6 of 8. And what's new, DJ LeMahieu has an opposite field base hit.
And DJ, who's been the best player all year, most consistent, a Derek Jeter-esque swing. We saw him do it so many years for the Yankees, and now DJ with the inside-out approach led the American League in hitting, but also in OPS.
Leadoff hitter report for the 2-time All-Star right fielder Aaron Judge. Judge on the first pitch sends a ball well hit out to right center field. On the run is DeShields, and it's gone. Two-0 Yankees. 4 pitches into the ball game.
It's a quick Yankee strike. Another fastball by Bieber, flat, middle of the plate. Aaron Judge coming out ready to hit with the right approach behind the baseball. 6'7", 282 pounds. See ya. Home run for the big guy.
I don't want to overreact early, but I guess you can flip the switch. We were just getting ready to build the narrative that the Yankees ended the season in pretty uneven fashion, losing 6 of 8. The home run, which has powered the Yankees all year, vanished. They went deep only 6 times in their final 10 games. But here we are, 2 at-bats into this one. And Aaron Judge has made it 2-0 New York. Counts a ball and a strike to the switch hitter Aaron Hicks. Hicks finished the regular season at .225, 6 homers. More walks than strikeouts this year, however. One of the highest walk rates in baseball this year. Pardon us if we sound a little surprised, because Shane Bieber had allowed a total of 1 first-inning run all season. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hicks.
And the way you get after great pitchers, Cy Young type pitchers, is you get them early. If you don't get them early, you probably won't get them at all. So a nice job for the Yankees coming out ready and ready to hit.
You and I will be on the air tomorrow, not only for Game 2 of this series, but for Game 1 between the Reds and the Braves as Hicks strikes out. And that's another dandy of a matchup between Max Fried and Trevor Bauer, and both of those guys fit that bill as well. Get them early or don't get them at all.
That's right.
So 1 gone with the 2 runs in, and that'll bring up Major League Baseball's home run leader during the 2020 regular season, Luke Voit.
Bieber has given up 3 first-inning hits all season, 2 so far here against the Yankees.
Strike on the corner to Voit. Shane Bieber making his first career postseason start tonight. He was in line to get Game 4 of the 2018 ALDS, but the Indians were swept, and Bieber's turn never came up. And even though there are no fans in the ballpark, there's no intrusive postseason media, players are very aware that the stakes are different now that the calendar's about to turn into October.
Absolutely. And look, this is a new season, but make no mistake about it, the Yankees are a different team at Yankee Stadium. They have 94 home runs this year, 67 at home, 27 on the road.
Chopper to third. Jose Ramirez makes a nice play, and even better play by Carlos Santana on the receiving end for out number 2. Say hello to the third member of our broadcast crew, Buster Olney, tonight. Hello, Buster.
Hey, Matt. Look, coming into this start, there's some talk maybe with 2 aces that both teams would be focused on trying to build up pitch counts. But Aaron Boone told us a little while ago, look, you know, if we get pitches to hit, we want our guys to attack, and that's exactly what's happened here in this top of the first inning.
Big center cut fastball to Aaron Judge that went a long way. Here's Stanton now with 2 gone. Yankee DH playing in only 23 games this year due to a variety of health concerns. And he's behind 0-2. 4 homers, 11 RBIs in those 23 games. Nobody doubts Giancarlo Stanton's impact when healthy, however, and that's exactly how the Yankees would like to consider him moving forward.
This is a tough matchup for Stanton, who has not played much this year, the last several years. And with a guy like Bieber who can spin it the way he can, this could be a tough matchup for Stanton.
Ball and 2 strikes to Stanton. Holds off on the high fastball. Shane Bieber's numbers were so otherworldly during the regular season. And it's more than just the pitching triple crown. He just misses the corner to Stanton there. And when you get a matchup like this, Bieber versus Cole, guess what? We're probably going to be more concerned with what kind of strike zone the home plate umpire has. Jordan Baker tonight, regarded as a very good strike to ball caller. And there's a breaking ball swatted to shortstop for Lindor. More on the home plate umpire and much more on Gerrit Cole as he's going to work with a 2-0 lead tonight. A lead thanks to Aaron Judge. And early long ball has put the Yankees on top after just a half inning in Cleveland. Sandy Alomar Jr. taking over for Terry Francona as acting manager early in the season, again due to Tito's health concerns. Francona is traveling in the quote-unquote bubble with the Indians, though he is not at the ballpark tonight. And here's the lineup that the Indians have come up with against Gerrit Cole tonight. We'll highlight Jose Ramirez, switch hitting MVP candidate who went crazy after a sluggish start to the season. 10 multi-hit games in his last 16. However, he is 0 for his last 18 in postseason play. A tall order tonight against the 30-year-old 3-time All-Star Yankee ace Gerrit Cole, who last worked on Tuesday. 7 strong innings. Cole finished the season in terrific shape after a little rut that you saw there on the screen a moment ago. Had a 3-start stretch that had people scratching their heads, but he came out of it at the end of September and has been great ever since. 1-1 to Francisco Lindor.
And if you're Gerrit Cole, that's what you were brought here for. The big guy gives you the 2-run homer, Aaron Judge. Now, you don't give up 3, you're Gerrit Cole. You should shut them down, especially against a struggling offense like the Indians.
Yeah, the Indians offense has been, I'll be diplomatic here, perplexing, I think, to Cleveland fans, certainly. They average just over 4 runs a game. And that is the smallest total among all the AL postseason teams.
You know, if you're playing against the Indians, you got to be careful not to believe those stats. Those names are better than the stats say. If they score 4 or 5 runs, does that surprise me? No, because they have a lot of talent. The first 4 hitters are switch hitters, and they can put the ball in play.
The strikeout starts the night for Gerrit Cole, our T-Mobile ticket to the game, talking about what's ahead for both Cole and Bieber tonight. Some insights for the fans at home. I mean, it sounds easy, put the ball in play. Hard to do against Cole and Bieber. And then play defense. New York's error total, the most among any major league team. Cleveland a little cleaner defensively, but I mean, that stuff sounds obvious, Buster, but it's going to play a role in the next 3 nights.
Well, and certainly tonight in a matchup of 2 aces, one mistake can make all the difference in the world. The Indians, one of the best defensive teams in baseball. The Yankees, one of the worst. Think about this. The Yankees, during the course of the 60-game season, allowed 28 unearned runs. The Indians just 13. Aaron Boone told us before the game that, look, this is something we have to get better at. I think Gleyber Torres, their shortstop, is going to be a key guy. He made 9 errors in the 40 games that he played this year.
The only one shortstop committing more gaffes than Torres. 0-2 the count to Cesar Hernandez.
Buster, I communicated with Torres earlier today, and he told me it's a new season, is a new Torres. I'm back.
Well, back to his old position after breaking in with the Yankees at second base. Didi Gregorius allowed to sign in Philly because they thought that Gleyber could slide back over. And for the most part, it's been fine. But again, there have been some kind of regrowing pains at shortstop for him. 2-2, by the way, to Cesar Hernandez. Back-to-back strikeouts open the ball game for Gerrit Cole.
This is power pitching, and that's what Gerrit Cole has been doing as of late. Look at the life. 98 miles an hour, top of the zone, a contact hitter. Bam. Very impressive. The difference so far between Cole and Bieber is the life, the late action on the fastballs.
So 2 gone now for Jose Ramirez. The Indians lineup comes at you with 4 straight switch hitters. And that's been the way they've played more or less all year. Been some exceptions. Lindor has not batted leadoff all year long, but for the most part, this is the group that they like at the top of their lineup card. Oh, 0-2 the count to Jose Ramirez.
Last 3 starts for Gerrit Cole, 3-0 with the Yankees, winning those games 31-3.
That patented elevated fastball results in an infield pop. Oof. And a pretty quick start to the game for Gerrit Cole. On to the second, 2-0 New York. The folks that run the Indians' social media accounts are pretty funny. Welcome back, old friend. It was a Midge sighting at Progressive Field. This can't be a fun memory for you.
I still see bugs in my sleep.
Game 2 of the 2007 ALDS. Jabba Chamberlain was attacked by the midges. And there's Alex just trying to provide some relief with Derek Jeter. Didn't happen.
Did not work.
Didn't happen for you guys that year either, as the Indians went on to win that series.
They always tough. Always tough. Great pitching. And very tough to beat at that stadium right there.
Talked about this when we went on the air. Cut it right down the middle. Each team has won 2 of the 4 previous series. Each team has won 10 of the previous 20 postseason games. Most recently in 2017, when the Indians got off to a 2-0 lead in that series, and then the Yankees went on to win 3 straight.
And it was Sandy Alomar in '97. Not only did he win Rookie of the Year 30 years ago, but in '97 he hit that famous home run off the great Mariano Rivera.
Gio Urshela leads things off in the Yankee half of the second. Urshela, Torres, and Gardner as Shane Bieber goes back to work. It was a first pitch fastball to Aaron Judge that got the Yankees off to the 2-0 score that you see currently. Urshela finished the season strong. Hit .390 with 10 RBIs in the month of September.
Also best friends with Francisco Lindor. During the pandemic, they rode bike every day together to stay in shape, and they had a lot of fun. I'm sure they're having fun here playing against each other.
Rather began his career with the Indians. Spent a lot of time up and down between AAA and Major League Cleveland in his time in that uniform. Since coming to the Bronx, he has been unlocked into a different kind of player. Look at that OPS difference. My goodness. 1-2 pitch to him, a breaking ball that's hit on the ground to Lindor. And there's one gone. So now Gleyber Torres, who unlike Gio Urshela, ended the season in a bit of a downward spurt. 1 for his final 14 at the plate. 3 homers and a .243 average during the regular season. You know, one of the interesting components to this wild card round, Alex, is that in the case of this series, and in the case of some of the other ones as well, almost all of them, these two teams didn't play one another during the regular season. No head-to-heads, no fresh ABs, and as a result, there's just a handful of players in the Yankee lineup that have faced Shane Bieber for even one plate appearance.
Yep, and this should be a breaking ball here. There it is. But usually that's advantage pitcher. So the more you see a pitcher, the more familiar you are. If you're friends with them, any type of familiarity, advantage goes to the hitter.
There's a regionally based regular season schedule to try to minimize travel and logistics during the pandemic. Off Bieber's glove, and Torres is going to reach base. Safe to score that as a base hit for Gleyber Torres.
A good breaking ball here off the end of the bat. Torres fooled a little bit, and Bieber just does him a favor right here with should be a pretty routine out ground ball to Lindor in the base hit, and Torres will take him.
One out, one on now for the veteran Brett Gardner. Gardner finished the season strong, as you can see, an OPS of almost 1,200 in his last 13 games. A lot of first pitch fastballs from Bieber so far as he's 8 at-bats into his game. A guy who has really made his money this year on a nasty slider, quote-unquote secondary pitches. Largely the reason for the Major League pitching triple crown. Looking to dial up a ground ball here. 1-1.
Why Brett Gardner and not Clint Frazier, you ask? Last 42 at bats for Gardner, 394, only 150 for Frazier.
Ball and a strike to count to Brett Gardner.
Matt, you touched on Jordan Baker's strike zone. I checked around before the game. This is what I got back. That generally speaking, home plate umpire Jordan Baker has a tight strike zone. And the analytics in particular this year say that he has one of the tightest strike zones with fastball, the 4th tightest strike zone. But with breaking balls, he tends to be looser. Something to look for.
Yeah, Buster, and you know, he's also 6'7", 240 pounds. You look at the vantage point.
Ground ball for Ramirez. They cut down the lead runner for out number 2.
So, Buster, you know, being 6'7", you have a great look at the plate, and you know, this game it won't play much, but you have a tall catcher, say like a Sandy Alomar, who was 6'5". It's a tremendous advantage, and so far he's been tight, but he's also very professional, very approachable, and a really good guy with a great reputation around the league.
Baker's been behind the plate for one of Bieber's starts this year, and it happened to be one of his lower strikeout total games. If you can believe it, Shane Bieber's low strikeout total this year is 8. And that happens 3 times. One of them with Baker behind the plate. 4 of those 8 looking, 4 swinging. Here's Kyle Higashioka now, the catcher who gets the start in place of Gary Sanchez. Higashioka has evolved into Gerrit Cole's personal catcher. I know it's a term that makes many major league managers uncomfortable, but for Aaron Boone and the Yankees, the combination worked down the stretch, and until further notice, Higgy, as they refer to him, is going to be Cole's guy. 1-1.
2 things the Yankees offense are doing really well so far, Matty. Number 1 is they're working the count, 33 pitches already, and they're making contact. Long ball, and even putting the ball in play by Torres, forcing Bieber to make a play, results in a base hit.
Ball and a strike to Higashioka. You know, we're yet to see that Sony PlayStation breaking stuff from Bieber that leads to so many bad passes at the plate. And I know that Indians fans that paid attention to all 12 of his regular season starts might be thinking the same thing. Maybe that's coming. Maybe there's some postseason yips first time through the order. Ball and 2 strikes, the count to Higashioka, and he gets him swinging. There was one. The big curveball takes care of Higashioka for his 2nd strikeout of the game.
Stay up to date? Just tell Siri, show me the MLB postseason schedule.
Well, tomorrow the National League side of the wild card bracket begins with the Brewers taking on the Dodgers. Cardinals and Padres is a good one on ESPN2 tomorrow. Marlins and Cubs, and that one's on ABC rather. And Alex and I will have a pretty good one ourselves with Buster, of course, with the Reds and Braves. So wild card game 1 matchups. This is the good one we're talking about. Bauer and Fried kicking off your day at noon Eastern. The fall frenzy continues.
Yeah, Matt, Joey Votto was on a call with reporters today, and he said that he was excited to have the noon start. He said, because I'm just dying to get back out on the field.
Well, here is the American League's equivalent to Joey Votto in terms of his propensity of drawing the walk, and that's Carlos Santana. Led the American League with 49 of them this year. Hit just $1.99 for the season, however. A ball and a strike to Santana from Gerrit Cole. Santana, Reyes, and Naylor here for Cleveland.
And Santana, a better right-handed hitter, always been disciplined, and this is important in October. Discipline and contact.
A couple of strikeouts and a 1-2-3 start to the game for Cole in the first. 3 balls and a strike to Santana. Wildcard round got underway today with a pair of 4-1 wins. Houston defeating Minnesota, the White Sox beating Oakland. And a swing and a miss to fill the count, 3-2.
12 of 18 pitches for Cole. Fastballs. Top part of the zone.
Still a full count to Santana. Franmil Reyes waits on deck.
As a hitter, if I'm facing Cole, I want to make sure that fastball's down like that previous pitch right there. When that ball is above the belt, is unhittable. Get a lot of swing and misses, a lot of pop-ups. Make him get it down.
Another one that's chased up in the strike zone. Third strikeout of the game for Cole. There is another wild card round game underway. For an update, let's check in with Kevin Connors. You know, I was one of those that came into this round saying that's a dangerous potential 8-1 upset. I think that the Toronto Blue Jays are a live dog. Not quite going down that way so far. As Kevin mentioned, it's in the 7th now. Here's Reyes. You have one. Is there an 8-1 or a 7-2? Is there one of the teams that you look at and say, boy, that team's dangerous and nobody's giving them any love?
Yeah, the Marlins. And I like them because they have the young pitching, 2 right-handed, young Dominicans. I love them. I love them. I also like Don Mattingly. And, you know, when you're young and you just show up to play, you're very dangerous.
Marlins Cubs series kicks off tomorrow in Chicago. And Reyes is behind a ball and 2 strikes. What a year it was for the Marlins. Of course, they were shut down for a long stretch of games due to COVID concerns. 37 pitchers used, a bunch of rookies. I mean, I think there's even Marlins fans that would be hard-pressed to name more than a handful of pitchers on that roster. As Reyes chases a breaking ball. 4 strikeouts for Cole already tonight.
And this is a Shane Bieber breaking ball you've been looking for, but from Cole, fastballs up, breaking balls down. Cole looking like the big-time ace they brought. Dominant.
And struck out 4 of the first 5 Indian hitters that he's faced, and now it's Josh Naylor. Naylor hit .230 with the Indians after being acquired from San Diego. There's some hard contact out to deep center field, and it's off the top of the wall. Naylor picks out a first pitch fastball and has an extra base hit with 2 gone in the 2nd.
This is something you're not going to see often. 96, top of the zone, and Naylor gets on top of it. Nice swing behind the baseball, and that ball just jumps. The wind blowing from left field to right field may have helped Aaron Judge's home run a little bit. So not much of a factor tonight, but it can change on a dime.
RBI opportunity now for the catcher, Roberto Perez. Slider starts him with a strike. Virtually no wind tonight. Naylor's an interesting player for the Indians as he takes his lead off second base. He was part of the compensation package from San Diego in the 9-player Mike Clevenger swap. A little bit of a connection there between the Padres and the Indians, having consummated mid-season deals in each of the past 2 years. Franmil Reyes coming over last year, and then the big one with Clevenger involved this season. Padres starting their wild card round tomorrow at home with the Cardinals. Ball and 2 strikes to Roberto Perez.
The Indians catcher hit .132 this year. That's the worst in the history of the game. replacing the Mariners of 2015 at 159.
Perez with a drive out to left. Handled, however, by Gardner to strand a base runner and retire the side. On to the third, and a still 2-0 Yankee lead. Authentic caps, tees, jerseys, hoodies, and more. Get all your postseason gear and cheer on your team at home with the official source, MLBshop.com. As we say hello to Marly Rivera, who's actually in the ballpark tonight.
Just imagine that, Matt. So certainly I'm so happy to be on with you guys. And most importantly, I was talking to Roberto Perez, the Indian starting catcher, about Shane Bieber. And it's what you guys were saying exactly about the fact whether he had big game stuff. And we know that, right? Alex was saying it at this point. This is the, the presumptive Cy Young, for 2020. But when it comes to approaching the Yankees, Perez said, you know what, we just faced the White Sox, and they're a very similar team. You can talk about Tim Anderson, right, and DJ LeMahieu, and also you can talk about Jose Abreu and Luke Voigt. So the same approach we had against the White Sox is what we want to do here against the New York Yankees, and so far, it hasn't been working. But one of the things that Perez said is that Bieber showed him in that game against the White Sox that it can be done against the Yankees, so that's what they're expecting today.
Yeah, Marley, interesting parallels there between those lineups because to further the point, the White Sox, like the Yankees, a lot of home run, a lot of feast or famine. There's a lot of strikeout in there as well.
Yeah, that's why a guy like DJ LeMahieu is so important. And for me, the most valuable, most important player in October, because he does what Derek Jeter did for so many years. He sets the table. He makes contact. There's predictable. Gary Sanchez calls him the machine. And literally players follow him around the clubhouse, to the batting cage, to the video room, emulating everything this young man does. And by the way, you have Daniel Murphy, who's a great hitter in Colorado, making the same money, but not what DJ LeMahieu's doing right here.
Watch how he can stay on that breaking ball. I mean, that's the put-away pitch of Shane Bieber that has victimized many a good hitter this year in the American League. And LeMahieu's able to just spoil it away to stay alive.
And this is where the chess game becomes fun, Matt. Both LeMahieu and Judge hurt him on fastballs. This time expect Bieber to attack him with breaking balls early and late like that.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Matt, Marley was talking about that start against the White Sox, how the lineups are similar. Interestingly, in that game against the White Sox, Perez and Bieber thought the White Sox were looking for breaking stuff early, so they switched to fastballs tonight. Completely opposite approach from the Yankees.
Still an even count at 2-2. And, to further the point on LeMahieu, you're talking about a guy in Shane Bieber who has the best 2-strike miss rate in all of baseball. And how many 2-strike pitches now has LeMahieu spoiled off? 3?
Exactly. Already a good at bat.
Judge and Hicks following this the top of the third. The next 2-2. Full count now. Shane Bieber also has Major League Baseball's highest strikeout rate in 2-strike counts. 64% of his 2-strike counts result in a punch-out. He got one here. Finally made LeMahieu expand the strike zone. It was a first-pitch fastball that Aaron Judge got a hold of in the first for his 9th career postseason homer.
Great swing, great leverage, launch angle, everything in between. And for Judge, coming off the IL, 7 for 37, only 1 extra base hit. First pitch, bomb.
Right back at him with a fastball. Judge was ready for it, but he was jammed. And that's a quick 1-pitch out.
Man, nice adjustment there by Bieber. Not the four-seam fastball away, but he ran a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in on the hands and up in the zone. Nice pitch, nice adjustment.
So that's interesting. You talked about the guessing game there. I was pretty sure he'd see a sloppy breaking ball and try to make him expand.
Well, he wanted to get him in off the plate. If he missed, he was going to get a bucket of breaking balls. But that's the chess game.
So 2 gone now for Aaron Hicks. Bieber trying to get that pitch count back to the median, if you will, and the 1 pitch out helps. Hicks lays off a changeup. We were talking earlier about the non-competitive pitches, and it's defined as a pitch that is at least 18 inches away from the center of the strike zone. So you're not talking about the corners. It's a pitch that misses by a lot. And Shane Bieber has generated more whiffs on non-competitive pitches than anybody else in baseball.
And a great sign of his stuff is he finally threw a really good 90-mile-an-hour cutter to DJ LeMahieu, and he chased 3-2. When a guy like that chases, it tells you his stuff is getting better.
And look at Hicks is laying off that changeup and running the count to 3-0. Hicks did a great job getting on base this year despite a down year in batting average. Hit only .235, but again had more walks than strikeouts.
And Hicks should have the green light here. 3-0. Get a good fastball to hit and put a great swing on it.
3 balls and a strike. Aaron Boone told us before the game tonight that if his guys can stay patient and not expand, he felt very good about what they had in store behind Cole tonight. The 3-1. Pulled the string that time. Full count now, 3-2.
3-0 cutter in the black end. 3-1 nasty changeup. Now he can throw anything he wants. He can go up top with the fastball. He struck him out last time in the fastball. He also has an overhand breaking ball.
Play the guessing game with me. What are you looking for if you're Aaron Hicks in from the left side of the box?
I'm looking fastball away.
Missed with it. So from 3-0 to 3-2 to ball 4, and Hicks is aboard with 2 gone.
Yankees first in the major leagues in walks with 251. That's part of their DNA. Walks, strikeouts, home runs. Tonight, we've seen all 3.
Luke Voigt grounded out on a sharply hit ball to third in his first try tonight.
And Luke should be swinging first pitch here.
Well, Luke Voigt wins a home run title. DJ LeMahieu a batting title. First set of teammates to lead the game in homers and batting since Hank Aaron and Eddie Matthews for the 1959 Milwaukee Braves.
Wow.
I'd have a hard time designating one over the other if you're going to pick a team MVP.
Maybe they split the votes. But for DJ, the first guy to win batting titles on both leagues.
Yep.
Tough to do. Also a Gold Glove winner. Great teammate. Revered in that Yankee clubhouse.
And Voigt sends a 2-0 pitch high, deep, and just fouled. Boy, that hung on a lot longer than I thought it was going to. I thought that was going to slice off into the night.
Maybe that wind played with it a little bit.
You know, just because I know that we're going to get some tweets on this. Actually, the only tweets that we get are through Buster. So Buster would take the heat on this. Hall of Famer Ed Delahanty won a batting title in both leagues in the pre-modern era.
Pre-modern, okay.
So your point is accurate. I just want to point that out to the Twitterati, Buster. I want to save you some grief.
Matt, I appreciate it.
2 balls and a strike to Voigt. 3 balls and a strike now.
You know, Twitter, it's such a pleasant place.
Actually, don't. No. For that reason.
Now, interesting here, if you're Bieber, you got to be careful on these 3-1 pitch. This game can go 4-0 very quickly. You have Stanton on deck, so you have a choice. You don't have to give in to Voigt. You have Stanton on deck, which you probably can get out.
Three balls and a strike to Voit with 2 out and a man aboard. Pitcher catches a lot of the strike zone. That's headed for the gap in left center field. Hicks is being waved around. Throw to the plate will be too late, and it's 3-0 New York.
Matty, we talked about not giving in to such a hot hitter like Voit with Stanton on deck. There's a little cutter right here, 89 miles an hour, a little cement mixer. And too good of a season, too hot, seeing the ball too well with too much confidence. Pick your poison. For me, that was an easy decision for Bieber. And Hicks motoring around. Phil Nevin waves him in.
Luke Voit ended the regular season with 15 RBIs in his last 13 games. He's on the board with a ribby tonight, and now it's Stanton with a run in, a man at second and 2 gone. You know, the suggestion 2 years ago that somebody would have pitched around Luke Voit to get to Giancarlo Stanton, I mean, you would have been met with some sour looks, but that's the way it's broken this year for the Yankees. Voigt's the hot bat, and this is not Stanton in his MVP form.
That's right. And the context around it is so important because Stanton has not played baseball the last 2 seasons. In order to play baseball, it's a game you got to play every day. 162, 155. When he won his MVP, he played 160-plus games. That's a fine-tuned player. Right now, he's just cold and not in it. It's hard to do.
41 games in his last 2 seasons.
That's right.
Laid off that curveball, a ball and 2 strikes now. We talked a lot about Bieber's miss rates. He's also got the game's highest miss rate with runners in scoring position. Dealing with one of those scenarios here. 2-2. But you got to really credit the Yankees hitters. I mean, they have laid off the previously discussed non-competitive pitches that so many in the league struggled with against Bieber.
Bieber will be the first one to tell you he does not have his electric stuff tonight. When he has thrown them like to DJ LeMahieu, has been a strikeout. That was a lazy breaking ball. Let's see if he breaks out the good one here.
Yeah, and he gets Stanton to strike out on it. A couple of strikeouts, but another New York run. Luke Voit with a 2-out RBI knock to tip the Yankee advantage to 3-0 in the middle of the 3rd. Tyler Naquin, Delino DeShields, and Francisco Lindor in the home half of the 3rd. Gerrit Cole has struck out 4 through 2 innings. He allowed a 2-out double to Josh Naylor in the 2nd. And that's about it. Naquin ended the season 2 for his last 33, but gets a start here tonight as Sandy Alomar and the Indians Brain Trust decided to start Naylor and Naquin, who make up the versus right-handed starter part of the Indians batting order.
Tough matchup here for Naquin, who only hits 180 against the fastball.
Cole misses the inside corner. It's 2-2. Got plenty of road to hoe left tonight. I mean, we're only in the bottom half of inning number 3. Seems a little premature to think about come from behind wins, but it would qualify as that for the Indians. And that was a part of their winning 9 out of 11 down the stretch that made for such an exciting finish. They had a handful of walk-off wins last week alone. Big breaking ball swung on and missed. One gone to start the third as we check in once again with Kevin Connors. So much for my 8-1 upset pick in this first game. And there's a base hit back up the middle for Delano DeShields. So both of the Cleveland hits have come on first pitch fastballs.
Fastball here in a great, nice, tight swing. This is where you want to get Cole. His first pitch. You can ambush him. 11 for 23, 4 doubles, 1 home run this year. Like most great pitchers, get him early in the game, get him early in the count.
And DeShields, one of the few Indians that'll run. With one gone, it's back to the top of the order now for Francisco Lindor. Four-time All-Star, ended the regular season just 3 for his last 21. And he quickly falls behind Cole 0-2.
The Yankees led the major leagues in errors, 48 errors. If you're the Indians, you want to put the ball in play, choke up, get scrappy, get scrappy. Don't give up these easy outs. Put the ball in play, put the pressure on.
DeShields runs on the ball in the dirt, and he'll have an easy advance as the throw sailed into center field.
Great base running here by DeShields. Good anticipation. Secondary sees the ball in the dirt and goes. Again, that's what I'm talking about. Put the pressure on. You want action. Don't sit around waiting for home runs. That's exactly what you're looking for.
I think the nice deke by Gleyber Torres prevented him from popping up and thinking about advancing to third. Scored as a wild pitch charged to Cole. Runner in scoring position now for Lindor. And he popped him up. 4 out number 2. They call the shots during postseason games and compete for cash prizes with MLB Rally, a new free-to-play game where you make at-bat predictions in real time. Download MLB Rally app now. Restrictions apply. See official rules at MLB.com/rally. 2 guys that were a part of that Yankee rally. Base hit homer started the ball game against Shane Bieber. Now it's Cesar Hernandez with 2 gone.
And Hernandez, right man, right spot with Ramirez behind him. He's been their most consistent hitter all year, a contact hitter.
An American League high 20 doubles for the ex-Philly. By the way, we were talking, Alex, earlier about the 4 switch hitters that start the game for the Indians. It's not often you see that in any lineup, let alone a postseason lineup. Last postseason lineup to feature 4 switch hitters atop the order, the 87 Cardinals. Ball in play and a throw to third on DeShields. He's there safely. Is that a little butcher boy shorten up swing?
I like it. And we've talked about contact and how important it is. There's a second hit we have tonight that has not left the infield. One by Torres, one by Hernandez. And a good decision there by Torres, not throwing to first base, throwing behind the runner in the Shields. Now they're set up with their best hitter, switch hitter, Jose Ramirez.
By the way, there was nothing shortened up about that swing. That was the farthest thing from a butcher boy that we could see. So runners at the corners, and to your point, first and best chance that the Indians have had to get on the board with 2 runners on, 2 away for their best run producer. And Cole and Higashioka want to roll over the sides.
It's a young game, but this is the most important at bat of the game. Certainly for the Indians, they're not going to get a lot of chances. This is their first and could be their last against Cole.
A ball and no strikes to the man named the American League's Player of the Month in September. Ramirez hit a cool 366 in September.
In the
19 extra base hits.
Yeah, man, and the month is not over yet. His last 11 hits.
And that's a fair ball into the corner. It scores to Shields and puts the Indians on the board in the 3rd.
Matty, I was about to say his last 11. Now his last 12 hits have been extra base hits. I could not see it. I didn't get a good angle, but it went right down the line. Fastball in, short and tight. And Ramirez continues his sizzling hitting for the Indians.
Yeah, none of us really got a good look at it as we're sitting here in the studio. We tried to catch an umpire's signal. John Tempane, the first base umpire tonight, he was just out of our view. But it is an RBI double for Jose Ramirez. You were just talking about the run of consecutive extra base hits for Ramirez. There's another one.
That makes it 12. And Cole has the same choice Bieber had with Voit and Stanton. Be very careful pitching to Santana when you have the right-handed Reyes on deck.
That RBI double by Jose Ramirez breaks him out of an 0 for his last 11 with runners in scoring position in postseason play. And the big curveball's in for a strike, putting Santana behind 0-2.
Patience could be your best friend, could also be your worst enemy. There's 2 really good pitches to hit. He takes them both. He gets now in a hole 0-2. Advantage Cole.
And he gets him with the gas. His firmest velocity of the night at 99 miles an hour. A run in, but 2 left stranded at the end of 3. 3-1 Yankees. You're watching the 2020 Wild Card Series presented by Hankook Tire. We've never done October like this before, and that means anything can happen. MLB has you covered on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. A 3-1 lead for the Yankees in the first in this best-of-3 Wild Card Series. Shane Bieber back to work. Top half of the 4th. Urshela, Torres, and Gardner for New York. Well, we build this as the best pitching matchup on paper that the postseason could possibly offer. And while it's materialized for Gerrit Cole with 6 strikeouts in 3 innings, it is not the kind of number that we're used to seeing from Shane Bieber, having allowed the 3 runs on 4 early hits. Ball and a strike to Urshela. Big curveball. Now that's the stuff we're talking about. That's that Sony PlayStation stuff that he featured for 12 starts all year long.
Little loop-de-loop here. The first one he's dumped in there for a strike.
On the ground for Ramirez. 1 away.
And with Bieber, the Yankees striking early and often, both on fastballs. First DJ here, and then the big man Judge with a home run. The adjustment by Bieber goes to the curveball, his best pitch, to Gardner. Another one. Another one.
Marley Rivera in the ballpark tonight with a little more on Shane Bieber's night. Marley?
But one of the main things for the Yankees, Matt, was hiring pitching coach Matt Blake. We know he's only 35 right now. He was hired at 33. And one of the reasons was precisely his work in the Cleveland Indians organization. He was the minor league pitching coordinator. And obviously last year he was promoted by the Indians to assistant director of player development, and he was the pitching director. And one of the things that Shane Bieber did was actually credit Matt Blake with the fact that, his breakout season in 2019 with him using his curveball more. So Matt Blake has been an integral part of this development of this young Indians pitching staff, and Aaron Boone told us that he's going to rely on Matt Blake, and it seems like it's working so far tonight.
Yeah, some shared intel for sure. This is a Shane Bieber 2.0 version that, while Matt Blake may have helped develop, Bieber has really blossomed into something different than what he was when he was drafted by the Indians, that's for sure. And on the appeal, no swing from Torres. Fourth rounder out of UC Santa Barbara back in 2016. Bieber showed great command in the minors. At the time of his major league debut in 2018, he had 244 strikeouts and only 15 walks.
Wow.
In over 260 minor league innings, and that's part of that development Marley was talking about. That's a tough take there too, man. Credit Torres. He was either fooled or he was really on that.
A little bit of both, but that's 5 in a row, Matty. When you see 5 breaking balls in a row, your eyes get used to it. It'll be interesting. If I was Bieber, I would try to smoke a fastball, blown away, and freeze Torres.
Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 away, bases empty. Went back to the curveball and lost him.
I did not like that pitch selection right there. You've thrown 5 already. It's like hitting off a machine. You see it, you get a little bit better, just like a computer. You just see it. Good fastball there, I think, does the deal.
So 1 out and 1 on now, back to Brett Gardner, who reached on a fielder's choice back in the second.
Bieber with 70 pitches has not allowed 4 runs all season long.
First pitch fastball sent out to left center field and off the track and wall, barehanded by Naylor. Torres coming around, he'll score, and it's a 4-1 New York lead. Virtually all the damage tonight, Alex, on first pitch fastballs.
And again, you get a walk, 6 breaking balls in a row, and then the fastball to Gardner. Hunting fastball, looking for it out over the plate, and hits it right where he's supposed to hit it, left center field. Great approach for the Yankee hitters tonight.
I mean, this is almost starting to remind me of what happened in 2017 with Corey Kluber, right? Who had that same mantle back then, best pitcher on the planet, at least in the conversation with Clayton Kershaw and others. And then the postseason against the Yankees arrives, and it's almost like nothing happened in the 6 months prior. Like it's a whole new thing.
Indeed, there was a lot of conversation about Gardner over Frazier. Good call so far for the Yankees and Aaron Boone.
Big RBI double for Brett Gardner. The Yankees are looking for more now with 1 gone and Kyle Higashioka digging in. Higashioka, one of the 4 strikeout victims so far tonight. First pitch, swing and contact that results in a ground ball to short. Throw to third is not in time, and everybody's safe. But the Yankees are up there jumping Bieber early in the count.
Good base running here by Gardner. Good hustle. And Ramirez late to the bag. Should go as a base hit for Higgy, first and third. And the machine up, LeMahieu.
LeMahieu has singled and struck out tonight. A better throw is able to get Gardner at third base.
Indeed.
It's going to be scored as a base hit, an infield single for Higashioka.
Guys, Shane Bieber didn't allow more than 3 runs in any of his previous starts this year.
Yankees on the board with 4 runners at the corners and 1 gone. You start to wonder in a short series now, when a staff ace clearly isn't as dominant as you'd expect, at what point the bullpen steps up. Great play by Lindor. Throw to first is not in time, however. Another run scores. It's 5-1 Yankees.
It's been the same theme all night long, Matty. Early and hunting fastballs. Same thing here. Fastball over the plate. Chops it over Bieber. Contact. It's a great thing in October. And good wheels here by LeMahieu, getting down the line for the RBI single.
So now back to Aaron Judge, who socked the 2-run homer that virtually opened the ball game. LeMahieu singled, Judge homered on the first pitch he saw. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Aaron Judge has added the pulling of the homer to his arsenal. Guy that used to do a lot of his damage to right center started pulling the ball with more authority this year. Over 50%. Here's the answer to our question, Alex. Bullpen is up and working behind Bieber a lot earlier than a lot of people expected. Cal Quantrill's up in the bullpen early for the Indians.
Green light here for Judge. You get a good pitch to hit out over the plate. Let it fly.
Fastball taken for a strike. A short series. I mean, again, it's not the previous wild card one and done. But in terms of how you'd utilize your pitching weapons, it's the next best thing, because this is the only night that Shane Bieber is going to pitch in this series.
Indeed.
And it's a full count now, 3-2 to Aaron Judge.
Matty, the best I ever played against and played for was Buck Showalter. He had the ability, much like Lou Piniella, early on. He didn't care if you were Randy Johnson or you were a rookie. If it was a big game with these type of consequences, out early. And he just go to the next guy.
Only a few fans inside Progressive Field. That's a view from outside the confines of the park. It's just friends and family who are in the stadium tonight. Friends and family of players, that is. Judge sends a 3-2 pitch foul. An intimate gathering, if you will. But almost feels like this could be a final hitter of the night for Shane Bieber.
Agreed. And I think if Judge gets on, it could be his last hitter.
Aaron Hicks waits next. He's walked and struck out tonight. Next 3-2, and the curveball puts him away.
And here's a good breaking ball. The difference between this at bat and Torres was he making the fastball, curveball, fastball, and then ended with a nasty breaking ball. Add and subtract. Nice curveball, great finish by Bieber.
So Bieber buys himself at least one more plate appearance tonight. It'll be Hicks, the switch hitter, who again has struck out and walked. He has scored one of the 5 New York runs tonight. He too swinging aggressively in the count, 0-1. All the runs are earned. Boy, 5 earned tonight matches the total he allowed in his first month and a half.
Indeed. And Matt, in October, there's no secrets. The Yankees told you exactly what their scouting report was with the first and second hitter swinging early and often off the fastball. That's exactly what they've done for almost 4 innings.
Fastball taken to put Hicks behind 0-2.
And I think after the game tomorrow, he's going to look back at that Torres at bat and say, why did I walk him? Why 6 breaking balls in a row? That's not his game. That's not the way he's pitched all year.
If he can kind of curtail this damage, he'd be looking at Voit, Stanton, and Urshela in the 5th. And he's handled that part of the lineup more or less this year. Stanton in particular. Voit got him on the RBI single in the 3rd. But maybe there is an avenue to another inning here.
Yeah.
If Bieber can just take care of Hicks.
And we've talked a lot about the breaking ball, and it's not as sharp tonight. But to me, it's always about fastball and fastball command. Tonight, 21 fastballs, 1 swing and miss.
Hicks is the 7th Yankee to bat in the inning. He's got Higashioka and LeMahieu aboard with 2 in and 2 away. And a breaking ball that's hit up the line just foul.
You know, one thing I've noticed, guys, is tonight you see it time and again when Bieber's thrown these non-competitive breaking balls. He keeps on looking down at his feet on the apron of the mound, the landing spots on the apron of the mound. You just wonder if he's just not comfortable with what he's feeling underneath him.
Boy, it'd be hard to imagine, given the fact that he's pitching at home. I don't know if we can diagnose that to first postseason yips.
Well, whether it's the mound or yips or nervousness or something, but Buster, I agree with you. He just does not feel comfortable out there from the very first pitch of the game.
The next 1-2. And again, Hicks is able to hold off and spit on that breaking ball.
And what happens for a guy like Bieber, he throws this pitch 200 times. He expects to swing about 180 times. But the 1-2 take, 2-2 takes, great take here by Hicks. It takes a toll. There's a negative residual, and there's a mentally, you're saying why and how can he take that pitch?
Two balls and 2 strikes to Hicks. And that time he chased it. That one was nasty. 2 more strikeouts for Bieber, but 2 more runs for New York. An RBI double for Brett Gardner, RBI single for DJ LeMahieu. 5-1 Yankees. 5-1 Yankees as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, visiting with Yankee manager Aaron Boone. Aaron, thanks for the visit here. So you told us before the game stay patient, be aggressive when necessary, and it looks like that's all come together against Shane Bieber tonight for you.
Yeah, so far the guys have really strung together a lot of quality at bats against him. Aggressive when he's in the strike zone, but I feel like by and large we've done a good job of controlling it and making sure we're not leaving the zone too often.
Gerrit Cole has looked terrific tonight. He's pitched so great as of late, throwing the fastballs up, breaking balls down. What do you see? What do you like?
More of the same, Alex. He's done a great job of mixing his entire repertoire.
Look, ground ball for Gio Urshela. There's one quick out here in the fourth.
Yeah, I feel like over the last month, he's just done a good job of incorporating all 4 pitches throughout the lineup. So fastball, slider, curveball, change have all been a factor for him, and it seems that way tonight so far.
Booney, one more for you. Is it possible for a team to flip the switch when the postseason begins? Because you guys didn't look like the big, powerful Yankees so much in that final week, but here we are postseason, and things are okay.
I know our guys like to play when it matters. You know, we try and put our best foot forward all the time and never take anything for granted. You know, we got a long way to go, obviously, but I like the look of our guys early on.
Thanks for the visit, as always, Booney. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, guys.
One gone, base is empty for Josh Naylor, who has one of the 4 Cleveland hits against Gerrit Cole tonight. He also has a home run against Gerrit Cole tonight. Well, Josh Naylor isn't having any trouble with Cole, that's for sure, adding a homer to his double line. And the Indians are on the board to make it a 5-2 Yankee lead.
Gerrit Cole shook Higgy off a changeup, off a curveball, wanted the cutter slider, and left it right out of the plate. Great swing, put it on a tee for him, and when he hit it, he knew it.
I mean, that ball was crushed. My goodness. Yeah.
I like it. Excited.
Getting fired up. Here's Roberto Perez. 14 homers allowed by Gerrit Cole during the regular season. And a lot of that damage came during that kind of wonky 3-start stretch in the middle of the year. And that was prior to the move to Higashioka. He was still pitching to Gary Sanchez during that time. Are you going to worry about solo homers when you're Gerrit Cole?
No. And not when you're swinging the bats the way the Yankees are. You much rather see that than a leadoff walk like Bieber had with 6 consecutive breaking balls after having the tying run on second base with Santana on the mound in the previous inning.
So we're only in the bottom of the 4th inning, and this game featured, I guess, the sexiest pitching matchup of all 4 games that began the wild card round today. It's been the highest scoring game so far of the day.
That's baseball, Matty.
We're not even halfway through it.
It is important to note as well that the Yankees are carrying 3 catchers. The reason they're doing that is at some point they're going to have to pinch hit for Higgy. You know, they're probably going to use Sanchez, and it's important to have that 3rd catcher.
Two balls and 2 strikes, the count to Roberto Perez. Oh, tough take. I think Perez was a little fooled there. And that's a pitch that Gerrit Cole wanted.
I think it's a good call there by Baker. Breaking ball coming from the top down. That ball's up for me. Even though we just showed it as a strike? Yeah. If it's a fastball in that zone and it keeps the line, I believe it's a strike because the slow breaking ball coming from top to down. Good call by Baker.
Gas, 97, swung on and missed for his 7th strikeout of the game. So Cole responds after the homer with a strikeout. Now it's Tyler Naquin. Nobody's generated more swings and misses with his four-seam fastball since the start of last year than Gerrit Cole. And that's resulted in a lot of strikeouts, all those swings and misses, as you can see. And Naquin's quickly in an 0-2 hole.
And the adjustment he made in Houston, instead of going east to west, he was getting pounded with the sinker and the slider. When he got to Houston, they presented the data, and they wanted to make him a more north and south pitcher, eliminating the two-seamer, going more like Nolan Ryan, Bob Gibson, Dwight Gooden, top of the zone, and then the breaking ball down.
Chase that elevated fastball, a 3-pitch strikeout, 8 for the game. The Indians chip away with a run on the Naylor homer. We're heading to the 5th in Cleveland in a 5-2 Yankee lead. Yeah, Kevin, thanks. And the Rays join the White Sox and Astros in Game 1 best-of-3 victories in their openers today. Once again, the irony, the highest scoring game of the night, the one with the 2-star pitchers between the Yankees and the Indians.
Matty, Tampa's hot.
Tampa's hot.
Lightning with the championship in hockey. You got Tom Brady. You have, I mean, it's hot down there.
Tampa's the place, right? And they're a win away from moving on to the division series again. Game 2 of that series tomorrow. Here's Luke Voigt trying to check his swing. We're not sure if he held up or not on the appeal. I guess he did. 1-0 the count to Voigt, who has singled in a run and grounded a third tonight. You know, there are different philosophies in this round, Alex, regarding deploying your best pitching weapon. And for a team like the Minnesota Twins, they held Jose Barrios back for Game 2 tomorrow, and they're down 0-1 in that series. The Toronto Blue Jays, they held Ryu for Game 2 tomorrow, and they're down 0-1. You have a sense for any of those decisions, good or bad?
And look, I think this time of the year you're playing chess, not checkers, right? And what I do believe is you got to go with the hot hand. You know, that's offensively, defensively, bullpen. I don't wait around. I forget about conventional. I forget about data, numbers, all that stuff. I am judging with my eyes. Whoever looks hitterish, whoever looks like they have conviction, those are the guys that are going to get playing time. Forget the numbers. Throw all that away. Now you manage with your eyes.
We still don't know who's pitching in that Brewers-Dodgers opener tomorrow for Milwaukee. It's Walker Buehler for L.A. Here's Stanton now with one gone. The Cubs, interestingly, are using Darvish in Game 2. Kyle Hendricks tomorrow to open that series with Miami.
Makes sense.
You like that?
Yeah,
choice?
I love that. I love that because you have the Dartmouth graduate who's cool. I mean, he is a chess player, right? He looks like he should be in the debate club. He's a smart guy. Not, you know, full crowd, no crowd. He is just a tremendous pitcher. You couldn't have a better guy for Game 1 for the Cubs. Darvish, hopefully he wins Game 1, then Darvish comes back Game 2 and puts him away. It's a big at-bat here for Stanton. Like to see him get some momentum, get some good wood on it, and set him up for the rest of the series.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Stanton has grounded out and struck out tonight. And takes a called strike 3.
Hmm.
7 for Bieber tonight.
Good fastball there. Stanton obviously looking slider. Been off balance all night, looking a bit confused, and a tough guy to get your rhythm. You just don't have the time. And remember, in a regular season, you can go back to AAA, AA, get some at-bats. Not this year with the pandemic.
Sharp breaking ball has Gio Urshela behind 0-1. Of the 7 strikeouts for Bieber tonight, that was the first one looking. Urshela's 0 for 2, couple of ground balls. It's that curveball below the strike zone where Bieber made his success. And as you can see, 34 curveballs tonight, 7 swings and misses. But he led all of baseball in swings and misses below the strike zone, and primarily because of that big heavy curveball. It's the pitch that the Yankees have had a lot of success just spitting on tonight.
Man, the last 10 pitches have been his best. Better rhythm, better break. Another good breaking ball there.
Urshela has a 2-out base hit.
Hugo of Hair by Hugo believes every customer deserves the personal touch. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I believe Hugo's business does too.
With insurance designed for your small business, the Buck's got your back.
2-out base runner now for Gleyber Torres. And as Shane Bieber approaches 100 pitches, there is nobody up in the Cleveland bullpen behind him.
Man, we hit this pretty hard last at bat. 6 breaking balls in a row. If I'm Torres, I'm looking dead red, and I'm jumping him first pitch fastball right here, like that. That's the pitch you have to be ready for, because he's been lamenting the sequence for 6 pitches. He went inside. Roberto said, the catcher, why? Pitching coach, why? Manager, why? You know the fastball's coming. Be ready. Crush it.
Torres behind 0-1. He has walked and singled tonight. Takes another one. So a little guessing game here for Torres, and it puts him behind 0-2.
Cat and mouse game. That's what makes these at bats so much fun. One at bat affects the next one. One pitch affects the next one.
See if Bieber has him set up for that big curveball here. Torres lays off it. Among the pitching categories Shane Bieber also led the world in was 3 pitch strikeouts. I mean, there was a lot of good morning, good afternoon, good night. Nothing has come that easily for him this evening. Despite the 7 strikeouts, he finds himself behind by 3 in the middle of the game. Another good take by Torres, 2-2.
And you ask, how can he take those 2 breaking balls so well? His last 10 pitches, 7 breaking balls. You throw him 2 fastballs, Statue of Liberty. He does not move. He's telling you he's looking breaking ball. Stick with the heater.
Two fastballs fouled away. Phil Maton is up in the bullpen for the Indians. He just got up. Coming off a very effective regular season. Part of the Indian strength, not only the great rotation, their bullpen was very good this year as well. The next 2-2, another fastball, and that's hit in the air out to deep left field. Naylor giving chase, as is DeShields, and that one's gone. The second 2-run homer of the night for New York, and they've extended their lead. It's 7-2 Yankees.
A bucket of breaking balls and then repetitive fastballs, making the hitter better on the second fastball. Down the middle, down where he can handle it. A bloop and a blast.
Boy, the Yankees, they've got to be so pleased with the plan tonight. They have laid off breaking ball after breaking ball. They have manipulated counts in their favor, and they have driven the presumptive Cy Young Award winner in the American League to a fifth-inning shower. We'll be right back. Shortest start of the year for Shane Bieber, and it comes in his postseason debut. Just 4 2/3, 7 earned runs, ties a career high. He was victimized by a pair of 2-run homers, had traffic all night, and is gone here with 2 out in the 5th. Right-hander Phil Maton takes over for Cleveland, looking for the final out of the inning.
Fastball, cutter, and a curveball.
Maton, 23 appearances during the season. Over half of those coming in a very busy month of September for him as he starts Brett Gardner with a pitch that misses high. Well, not the way Sandy Alomar drew it up. You got your staff ace on the mound. Again, the presumptive AL Cy Young Award winner. You know, to get back to that thought about what the Yankees did to Corey Kluber in 2017, same circumstance, right? Kluber was the best thing on planet Earth from a pitching standpoint. He was at the height of his powers then. He made 2 starts in that division series and gave up 9 earned runs in less than 6 total innings. And the Yankees do the same kind of number on Shane Bieber tonight.
And you mentioned 7 runs in 4 2/3. He allowed 7 runs in his first 8 games.
Jeez, man. Still the ball and 2 strikes on Gardner. So now there's a very different feel from the Cleveland dugout here. You're not going to deploy all your big bullpen weapons in a game that you trail by 5. No one's giving up. But tomorrow you got Carlos Carrasco with your back up to the wall in a must-win ball game.
But you still feel pretty good. How many times at home don't you win 2 out of 3 when you lose the first one? You have Carrasco against Tanaka, and you're still at home. You've been very good at home. The Yankees have not been so good on the road. And look, they have the best pitcher in the world pitching today in Gerrit Cole. And he reminded us all that we're trying to crown Bieber, but he's reminding us that last year he wore the crown.
Gleyber Torres home run, adding to the lead. Middle of the night, Yankees on top by 5. MLB recognizes Hispanic Heritage Month by recognizing the contributions made to our game by the Latino baseball community, past and present. Follow at Las Mayores and at MLB, and visit lasmayores.com for full coverage. 7-2 New York. Indians pitching coach Carl Willis good enough to take a moment with us on the telecast tonight. Carl, thanks for the visit. Tell us through your eyes what you saw with Shane tonight.
Well, you know, made some mistakes near the top of the strike zone, which, you know, with this club and the dangerous power that they have, you know, we saw, you know, what can happen. A couple of fastballs that leaked back towards the middle of the plate. And hey, Shane Bieber has been the best pitcher in baseball this year. Obviously, you know, I have to say that. I mean, it's the truth. First postseason outing, maybe a little excited, and he made a few more mistakes tonight than we've been accustomed to seeing.
Carl, he kept looking down at the mound. Was there anything that was bothering him? He never felt comfortable from the get-go tonight.
Yeah, we talked about that. No, I don't think so. You know, occasionally, you know, he does slip, as all pitchers do, but that wasn't a factor. I just think a little excited, and, you know, the fastball command probably wasn't what we've been accustomed to seeing.
Carl, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, guys.
1 gone for Gerrit Cole as he records his 9th strikeout of the game. And it's back to Francisco Lindor, who's 0 for 2 tonight.
And how good is Gerrit Cole? 9 strikeouts tonight, as you mentioned. No walks. Last year, in his first postseason appearance, 15 strikeouts, just 1 walk.
Wow. I'm going to take you down ex-teammate memory lane here.
Love it.
The last Yankee with 10 or more strikeouts in a postseason game, Hiroki Kuroda.
Wow, I didn't see that one coming.
My Kuroda. Had 11 in 2012 in Game 2 versus the Tigers. Yeah, you could have given me a couple dozen guesses, and I don't think I would have recalled that night for Hiroki Kuroda.
Any postseason question about pitching, I would have said Andy Pettit. What's the question?
Yeah, yeah. 2 balls and a strike. The count to Francisco Lindor. Softly served into center field. Hicks coming on to close ground quickly for a fine catch.
And Hicks did not get a very good jump on this ball. A little false step almost cost him. Watch the drop step right there. See that hesitation? And then the nice recovery, closing with the speed and the nice slide.
Two quick outs for Gerrit Cole. That'll bring back Cesar Hernandez, who's got a single tonight. Gerrit Cole in control in Game 1 of this best-of-3 wild card set. You know, Marley Rivera mentioned the name Matt Blake earlier, the Yankees' first-year pitching coach. And a hire that got a lot of attention because, after all, Matt just a few short years ago was coaching at the high school level in a Boston suburb. Kind of cut his teeth in Major League Baseball under the Indians brand. Highly regarded brain in the pitching community. And among the questions for Matt when he was hired, how are you going to deal with Gerrit Cole, a guy that just got a $300 million 9-year contract, and you're a guy with, let's face it, without the pedigree that your predecessor had in that job. What's going to happen when you have to go take the ball from him after a clunker, or, you know, you're going to coach him up to be any better?
Yeah, fair.
And I asked Matt that myself earlier in the season. He said, look, my job is to listen first and try to earn the respect of a guy like Gerrit Cole by listening to him. I'm not going to come riding into town with analytics and my own pitching philosophy and think I'm going to make anybody better without listening to them first.
And I love that, Matty. I mean, that's exactly what Kevin Long did when he got to New York around 07, 08. You know, he was a new guy, no big league experience. Brian Cashman gave him an opportunity. For me, he's the best hitting coach that I've ever had, along with Rudy Jaramillo. But it was a dialogue. It wasn't just a monologue. He listened first. And any good hitting coach, therapist first, hitting coach second.
10 strikeouts for Gerrit Cole tonight. A part of a 1-2-3 bottom of the fifth. Wild card round underway. Postseason droughts snapped. The Marlins 16 seasons without a chair in the fall. The Padres 13 years. White Sox off to a good start with a win in Oakland today. And the Cincinnati Reds will kick off our coverage on ESPN tomorrow with a noon start in Atlanta. A 6-season absence for them. And to those that say, well, it was a wonky year and there were only 60 games. Look, this is the hand Major League Baseball was dealt. So, yes, there are a lot of teams involved in this wild card round. And I think from a fan standpoint, it's been a lot of fun. Again, our day starts tomorrow at noon. Alex, Buster, and I will be on the call for the Reds and Braves.
Yeah, man, let's be honest. Major League Baseball was not dealt a good hand, and they played it beautifully. And what we're walking into with 16 teams is maybe the most interesting postseason in the history of the game, because this is fun.
Phil Maton continues on the mound, and he'll get a ground ball off the bat of Kyle Higashioka to start things in the top of the 6th inning, 1 away.
And this was so 2020, guys. When the Indians finished their game on Sunday, the players actually gathered and they saluted the team's medical staff. Because, of course, everyone has been working so hard in concert to work through this health and safety protocol. I think everybody, Major League Baseball, Player Association, players, staffers, deserve so much credit for digging in and making this happen.
Hasn't been easy as DJ LeMahieu digs in. Even the players who are playing home games this week, so in the Indians' case, They're in hotels.
I'm sorry, Matt. I spoke to a couple Yankees this morning, and what they said is, we can't even go to Starbucks. There was no complaint. I'm sorry, Manny. There was no complaining. They were like, this is the way we have to roll. These are the rules Major Leagues and the union agreed to. But we're happy to be playing baseball. Would we rather be playing in front of a bunch of fans? Yes, but we're happy to be playing baseball. And they are excited about this March Madness field.
2 quick outs for Aaron Judge. Phil Maton took over with 2 out after the homer by Gleyber Torres in the 5th. He's retired all 3 Yankees that have come to face him. You know, in the case of the Padres, who open their postseason tomorrow at home with the Cardinals, there's been some level of, I guess, mystery around who's going to pitch. It's not known if Mike Clevenger's going to pitch. It's not known if Dinelson Lamet will pitch, 2 of their big weapons in their starting rotation. We do know that Chris Paddock will get the opener tomorrow, Buster, but we might not have known that had it not been for an odd circumstance, and we'll talk about that as we continue. Very quick inning in the top of the 6th. But the bottom half still 7-2 New York. 20 Wild Card Series presented by Hankook Tire. And Major League Baseball's best of 3 Wild Card Series continues tomorrow. We'll have 7 of the 8 games tomorrow on ESPN, ESPN2, and ABC starting at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, plus the NBA Finals games 1 and 2 between the Heat and Lakers tomorrow and Friday at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC. It's all now playing this week on ESPN and the ESPN app. Already with 10 strikeouts on the night. Gerrit Cole back to work. 10 strikeouts and a 5-run lead, more importantly for the Yankees. Ramirez, Santana, and Reyes for Cleveland. This is, speaking of 10 strikeout games, this is Gerrit Cole's 4th such game. 10 or more strikeouts, double digits. The record holder, his former teammate Justin Verlander, who has 7 on the back of his baseball card. Started out the night by striking out 4 of the first 5 batters he faced, and you got the sense that he was very comfortable tonight.
I mean, he looks like he's in a hammock. I mean, him and Higgy have been playing catch all night long. Very comfortable. Brady to Bronk. He's not breaking a sweat. And every once in a while he gives up a home run and then he gets mad and strikes out the next 3.
Ramirez pops it up to the vacated left side of the infield. One gone. Yeah, a couple of SoCal kids who have gotten together to form a nice little battery combination for the Yankees, and Marly Rivera has more on that.
Well, one of the things, Matt, is that Cole, we know the reason why Higashioka is behind the dish today is because Cole was 3-1 with a 1.00 ERA in his last 4 starts with him as a backup. And I had a chance to speak to Robinson Chirinos and Martin Maldonado, who were both his catchers with the Astros. And I asked them, why do they believe that Higgy, which is how they call Higashioka, Boone calls him that, why is he a better fit to catch Cole? And one of the things that they said is that you have to develop an intimate knowledge of his capabilities, strengths, weaknesses, that this is the kind of guy who knows what a hitter does on 0-2 in an away ballpark. So you have to match him. They literally said, you can't match Cole, but you have to try.
Yeah, there are very few, Marley, who are I think, on his level in terms of his mental approach to the game. And this is something, Buster, that we talk about often. His recall for at-bats and plate appearances, his demeanor, his focus, it's all led to his becoming one of the most successful in the history of the sport.
Yeah, I remember his first day with the Yankees. After he finished a bullpen session, he stood and talked with the pitching coach and a couple other coaches as well out in the bullpen for 45 minutes, and they just walked away absolutely taken aback by his level of knowledge and, most importantly, his passion for pitching.
0-1 the count to Franmil Reyes. The chance to visit with him at length a couple years ago when he was still an Astro, and I wrote down a bunch of his quotes. And not like shticky one-liner stuff, but one of the quotes that stuck with me was he said, "We all pitch at 80%. The velo difference is how well you execute your delivery." So you can make your 80% look like it's your best bolt if your reps are clean, if your delivery is clean. That's one of the things he preaches.
I love that, Matty. And the same can be said for hitters. The same can be said for shooters or someone in the golf course. 80% is what champions live, and I love the way he articulated that to you.
And if him at 80% is an average fastball at 97, as we just saw, that's trouble. Two balls and two strikes to Reyes, who has been held hitless tonight. Well, he's a guy that grew up in Orange County, and yeah, he was an Angels fan to a degree, but his heart was always in pinstripes. This was him at age 11. Yankee fan today, tomorrow forever. And that same sign was broken out at his press conference this past winter after he signed the 9-year deal. And he's just struck out his 11th batter of the night. A dominant night for Gerrit Cole. Heading to the 7th. Still 7-2 New York. Indians came oh so close in 2016, a Game 7 loss against the Cubs, but theirs is the longest World Series drought active in baseball. 71 seasons between 1948 and today. The Rangers, Senators franchise, and Brewers, when they were the Pilots, count as one. They've never been to the Fall Classic. This is the first step, the wild card series, and so far in Game 1 in this best-of-3, it's the Yankees on top 7-2. Cleveland has turned to their second reliever of the night. He is the sidewinder Adam Simber.
Two-pitch pitcher, sinker into riders, sliders away.
He'll face Aaron Hicks, Luke Voit, and Giancarlo Stanton in the Yankee half of the 7th. Simber spent much of September at the Indians' alternate training site. He was recalled on the final day of the regular season and a part of their wild card postseason roster. 2-0. One of the kind of added wrinkles to this year's wild card round, the new round, 28-man roster as opposed to the traditional 25-man postseason roster. Three balls and no strikes.
Yeah, man, it gives teams more flexibility. We talked about the Yankees carrying 3 catchers, with the Twins carrying 4 catchers, and they all played today.
Did they? Garver got in a game today? Wow. Yeah, of all the results tonight, that's the one that surprised me the most. It looked like they had Zach Greinke on the ropes, bases loaded in the first inning. He got out of it. And the Astros got some late runs and stole one in Minneapolis. By the way, the Twins have now lost a Major League record 17 consecutive postseason games. That is hard to fathom. And there's ball 4 to Hicks.
Give us the fall frenzy. It's a postseason we've never seen before.
Anything can happen.
Give us the Wild Card Series. Continues tomorrow on ESPN and ABC.
Day kicks off with the Marlins and Cubs at 2 Eastern. We'll be back with you tomorrow, not once but twice. Alex Buster and I have the call for Reds Braves at noon. And then game 2 of this series at 7 Eastern tomorrow. Here's Luke Voigt now. Big damage on first pitches, as you can see, and that explains the pass he took there. Voigt behind 0-2. We talked about the Major League home run title, 22, a career best. The only other players in Yankee franchise history to hit 22 or more homers in the team's first 60 games are Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, and user Alex Rodriguez.
Wow.
Shot into right. Runners at first and second with nobody out as we check back in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, thanks for that. Yeah, we still don't know who the Astros are going to pitch because they ended up using Framber Valdez today in relief of Greinke. So Lance McCullers, Jose Urquidy. There's Stanton now. A walk to Hicks, a single by Voigt. And a chance for Stanton to face somebody other than Shane Bieber, who he really struggled against. 2 strikeouts. Right on the corner, 0-2.
When you're not seeing the ball well, you're not relaxed at the play. You just got to you're always 0-2. And this is a tough at bat for Stanton. Hard to say a big at bat with 7-2, but for Stanton and the Yankees, it is a big at bat for Stanton.
You know, you wonder, and we know what Giancarlo Stanton is capable of. He's an elite player when he's right, a recent league MVP, big contract. But as we talked about earlier, he's played 41 games in 2 years. And, you know, you wonder about that DH spot for the Yankees moving forward. There are other candidates the longer they go into the postseason. Gary Sanchez not playing tonight. He's a candidate to occupy that spot. Then again, Stanton can get himself right with one swing.
That's right. And look, when he's healthy and he's feeling good, there's no question he can carry a team like he did in his MVP year with the Marlins. But, you know, you become stagnant, right? You can't use Sanchez. You can't Frazier. There's a lot of players that you're just blocked.
I think if there is a fair criticism of the construct of the Yankees roster, it's that they are a bit pinned in by high salaried players that you don't have a lot of defensive flexibility with.
Yeah, I mean, first time in the history you have 2 players with $300 million plus contract. Stanton and of course Cole.
Off the fists, rolled out to first base for Santana. He'll have only 1 play. So both Hicks and Voigt advance, and there's 1 gone. Encouraging numbers for Yankees fans. Only 2 losses when leading after 6 innings this year.
The bullpen is still solid. It has been for the last 5 years. Cashman's done a great job of building that bullpen. And if they weren't good enough, Matty, one more thing to add. Not only is Chapman still throwing 100, but now he has a split finger that he found in the middle of September, and he's throwing it, and it's very effective.
That's hardly fair.
At all.
A third weapon for that guy to add to the 98-mile-an-hour fastball and the slider. Gio Urshela sends a fly ball out to right. Naquin camping under it, anticipating a play. Hicks will tag up. The throw home is too late, and it's 8-2 New York.
And I like that at bat for Urshela. If you're the Yankees, want to continue to play the game, keep the line moving, pass the baton, and don't get greedy. Don't start giving at-bats away. These last at-bats tonight are the first at-bats for tomorrow, so keep the momentum going. In complete domination for the Yankees so far. 133 pitches for the Indians, only 88 at Gerrit Cole.
So here's Gleyber Torres now, who has singled and hit a 2-run home run. He's also walked tonight, and he takes a strike. Gleyber Torres ended the season 1 for his final 14, an uneven year. And back to our earlier point about Aaron Boone and the Yankees' ability to flip the switch in the postseason. The best example of that is this young man right here.
Matt, he told me, he called it. He told me earlier today, season's over, is behind us, new season. Poppy, Torres is back. And so far, so good.
Void at third. And 3-1. Marley's got a little bit more on Gleyber Torres. Marley?
Well, Matt and Alex, I was just texting with Gleyber's dad. His name is Eusebio Torres. And Eusebio was telling me that before the game, he told Gleyber exactly those stats, but he said what Alex just said. This is a new postseason. You don't have to worry about any of that. Doesn't count. 0-0 stats at this point.
And he adds another RBI knock to an already big night. 9-2 Yankees.
Nice hitting here. Another fastball right back up the box. Not trying to do too much, not trying to pull the ball. Tough angle. And for the Yankees, 6 through 9 hitters tonight, 7 for 11.
Cleveland will go back to the bullpen. Another pitching change, and we'll be right back. More wild card games coming up tomorrow. As far as what happened today, the Rays beat the Blue Jays. The Astros sunk the Twins. Same for the White Sox. An identical 4-1 score. A win over the Oakland A's. And these series continue tomorrow. We'll be on with you twice for the National League opener between the Reds and Braves. And then we'll have game 2 of this one tomorrow at 7 Eastern. Rookie right-hander Cam Hill takes over here with 2 gone in the 7th. And his first pitch to Brett Gardner taken for a strike.
And for Hill, a fastball, slider, and a curveball. I'm sorry, Buster.
I was just going to ask Matt what his regimen's going to be with that doubleheader tomorrow. His play-by-play man, he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, it's going to be the same as it usually is, Buster. Some non-fat yogurt in the morning. Add some fiber. A lot of coffee.
Buster, he already signed up for CrossFit with me in between games.
If CrossFit involves a 2-hour nap, and I'm in. It's going to be fun tomorrow, though. I mean, look, we've all been Mike's side for doubleheaders, but doing postseason games from different series in the same day, it's a new one for us. Wow. Brett Gardner adds to the damage with a 2-run homer. And this one has turned into a rout.
And we talked about early in the game, Booney going with Gardner. 394 his last 42 at bats and continuing the damage. Early damage, fastball hunting, and the little guy hitting it like a big guy.
Last year hit a career high home run total at the age of 36. 2-run postseason shot for Brett Gardner tonight, and now it's Higashioka.
Who would have guessed the Yankee fans would be saying, hey, wait a minute, save some for Tanaka tomorrow. This is the game that you face the triple crown from the pitching department in Beaver.
Hill's curveball's in for a strike. Boy, these best of threes, they sneak up on you pretty quickly when you fall behind 0-1. And tomorrow, Carlos Carrasco will pitch an elimination game for the Indians. Alex already mentioned Masahiro Tanaka. He was so good in last year's postseason against the Astros, in particular in the ALCS. Two guys that have been in this kind of position before. A pair of veteran right-handers tomorrow in Game 2.
And it was right here in 2017, Game 5 of the ALDS. Deciding game for the Yankees, where Gardner had a big base hit off Cody Allen to set up Chapman, and the Yankees winning and advancing.
Curveball sent on the ground to Ramirez. And as the veteran play-by-play radio voice of the Yankees might have been screaming on the radio, a Gardy party in Cleveland. The Wildcard Series is presented by Hankook Tire. Never halfway. The most recent Yankee hoisting of the Commissioner's Trophy. 2009 World Series win over the Phillies. I see you smiling.
It's a good feeling.
It's been a while, however, since the Yankees have had that feeling. World Series appearances by decade. Not a one in the 2010s. Hard to imagine.
Hard to imagine, and the fans of New York are expecting one. And it's great when Hal Steinbrenner signed Gerrit Cole at the press conference. He said, multiple championships, Buster. Is that what he said? We expect to win multiple championships with Gerrit Cole.
That's exactly right. Gerrit Cole embracing that responsibility. First day of spring training, talking about how, yeah, that's why I came here. He was not running from it. Talked about it with a big smile.
This has been his only problem tonight. Josh Naylor has doubled and homered against Cole. With the exception of Naylor and then the RBI double by Jose Ramirez, very little trouble for Gerrit Cole tonight, who has struck out 11. That, by the way, is the most strikeouts for a Yankee in his postseason debut with the team. And it doesn't look like New York's going to need much support behind him in terms of the bullpen either. Naylor sends that one into center. His third hit of the night against Gerrit Cole.
And for Gerrit Cole has been the complete package tonight, throwing the entire repertoire. 3 fastballs here, all top of the zone. Electric, late movement, curveballs, back to back, all for strikeouts, and now the slider. 2 of them. Bang. That's how a Cy Young, former Cy Young world champion stud looks like, Mr. Gerrit Cole.
Here's Roberto Perez. It's the Yankee bullpen. Take the night off, fellas. So if you're thinking about the lopsided nature of this one in terms of Yankee franchise postseason history, this is the most runs they've scored in a postseason game since Game 3 of the 2004 ALCS against the Red Sox, a game they won 19-8. I believe you homered against Bronson Arroyo in that game. Was that your first year with the Yankees, 04?
It was.
I should know that. So then you know the bad news postscript.
Unfortunately.
Red Sox went on to win the next 4 and win the series.
Matty, that felt a little bit like a setup.
I promise.
I think Matty's a little upset because Oakland lost today.
Yeah, they did. They did. Yeah, another postseason disappointing day. Best of 3. Go get them tomorrow. That's what the A's are saying. That's what the Twins are saying. The Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays have their ace tomorrow, Hyun-Jin Ryu.
Matty, you mentioned history. Gerrit Cole has 11 strikeouts tonight with his 96th pitch right here. Foul ball. The most strikeouts ever in the history of the game for the Yankees. 15. Roger Clemens in Seattle, ALCS against the Mariners. One hitter against Mr. Martin.
Al Martin.
Al Martin.
Former Pirate. Al Martin, that's right. I forgot that he had a little stay in Seattle. He got the one hit.
He got the one hit, 15 strikeouts. I had 2 of them, so I made my contributions to Yankee history.
But when you strike out 15, you get everybody at least once, right?
Absolutely.
You have to. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Roberto Perez. And he gets him, number 12 for Cole tonight.
And he's done it with the fastball, the curveball, the slider, back to the fastball, high 90s, conviction, late action, and great mechanics. Now, if you're Aaron Boone, you start having to make an important decision here, right? 11-2, you have 98 pitches. You probably don't want to get past 105 or 107. So at this time, I would start the bullpen moving around a little bit, because you need this guy for the long haul, and he's going to have at least 3 or 4 more starts, hopefully for the rest of October.
Well, even if this goes 3, assuming a Yankee win tonight, assuming a Cleveland bounce back win tomorrow, if it goes 3, they're off over the weekend. So he'd be able to go game 1 of the division series. But to your point, unnecessary bullets, right? With a game that's already out of hand.
There's 100 pitches. It's been a long game. He's been sitting around. I mean, people talk about time of possession only in football. It's also true in baseball. And the Yankees have dominated that.
The winner of this series gets the winner of the Toronto-Tampa Bay series. And the Rays earned a 3-1 victory at home in game 1 earlier today. They've got Tyler Glasnow to try to finish it off tomorrow. And a called strike 3. That's 13 for Gerrit Cole tonight.
In this inning, first the fastball and then the curveball stays right on plane. And Jordan Baker's had a terrific night behind the plate. We mentioned 6'7", the umpire. Great view, great setup. I don't think umpires get enough credit, Matty. And we haven't mentioned him. And that's the greatest compliment you can give an umpire when you're not talking about him. But Jordan Baker, fantastic job so far tonight.
Tyler Naquin has really had his hands full tonight. 3 strikeouts. Here's Delano DeShields. He has singled and struck out. Quickly 0-2. Curveball hit on the ground for Urshela. Nothing comes after the leadoff single. And we're headed to the 8th. All Yankees in Cleveland tonight. Geico Game Track from Cleveland, it has been a night that's belonged to the Yankees and Gerrit Cole, who has become the first pitcher in Major League history with 3 postseason games of 12 or more strikeouts. He's punched out 13 tonight. He has been the story, along with a robust offensive attack, 11-2 Yankees.
And Gerrit Cole has been playing offense all night, and the Indians hitters have been playing defense against Mr. Cole.
Indians back out on defense for the top of the 8th inning, and DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Judge, and Aaron Hicks will go to work on Cam Hill with a 9-run lead in the top of the 8th inning. Sandy León has taken over behind the plate for Roberto Perez. Yankees have Luis Cessa up in their bullpen. 2-0. High chopper, and Hill's got it. There's one away.
Yeah, guys, we were talking about how social media, sometimes you can struggle to find good things. Well, here was a good thing we heard from folks on social media. They noted that after Gleyber Torres got that RBI, Aaron Judge looked out to him, basically called out to him, "It's time. It's time." Gleyber Torres, after struggling in the 60-game season, the home run, the RBI hit there, he's ready to go.
Very nice. Takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Well, Judge was saying that I bought you a nice watch or something. That's what Torres was hoping for.
He's heeded those words. I mean, Gerrit Cole's our player of the game so far, but if there's somebody from the other side of the scorecard, it's Torres. A homer, 3 RBIs, 3 for 3 with a walk. And don't be surprised if when we come to work tomorrow we find Gleyber Torres hitting higher than the number 7 spot.
I hope not. I hope not. You know, Matty, everyone thinks you can take 38 home runs from second base and just take him 25 feet to your right. That's a mistake. Don't mess with him. If he's doing great in 7th, leave him there. Don't play the hot hand. Let the river flow and don't get in the way. You don't need to manage everything. Let it flow.
Ball and 2 strikes to Judge. Started the party with a 2-run home run on the 4th pitch of the ball game, and the Yankees have not looked back. We started the night by talking about the peaks and valleys of the Yankees season. They get out of the gate so great, and then they lose 15 of 20 as Judge strikes out. They are the only team in the big leagues this year with a winning and losing streak, both of 7 games or longer. And I mean, if timing is everything, then, you know, tonight's game would indicate that perhaps they're on the verge of another hot streak.
It's been a season of hot and colds, and they lost 8 games in a row. The last team to win a World Series and lose 8 games in a row, the 2006 Cardinals. They did it twice.
And if memory serves, I think one of those was near the end of the season, too, which makes it even more unusual the way they were able to come back and win a World Series title that year.
I mean, the question that you want to find out is which team is going to show up. The team that over the last 2 weeks hit 5 home runs and 6 at-bats, or the one that went 215 appearances without a home run, all within 2 weeks.
Well, they are powered by the homer. They derive a higher percentage of their runs scored from the homer than any other American League team. Half their runs come from homers this year. We're going to have another one of those teams tomorrow, the Cincinnati Reds. They're homer or bust. High drive out to center for DeShields to retire the side. Going to the bottom of the 8th. Still 11-2 Yankees.
Talk about excitement. excitement in those first days of the playoffs. Best of 3 matches, teams to be playing for their lives right off the bat.
Wildcard Series continues on ESPN and the ESPN family of networks tomorrow, kicking off at noon Eastern tomorrow with the Reds and the Braves. Gerrit Cole's night is through. 7 dominant innings, 13 strikeouts on a very efficient night as well, as he leaves with a victory well in hand. A 9-run lead late, and Luis Cessa will work the bottom of the 8th. Hard-throwing right-hander on a postseason roster for the 2nd time in his career.
Fastball, slider, curveball. 28 years old.
Ball and a strike to Francisco Lindor, who has been quiet tonight, continuing kind of a soft landing to the regular season. His hitless night tonight makes him 3 for his last 24. Yeah, I mean, it's awfully hard to win for the Indians when you've got one hot bat, and that's kind of what they have right now in Jose Ramirez. This is a rare night where the starting pitching just caved in for the Indians. And Lindor goes down on the changeup. Speaking of dominant pitching, how about Lucas Giolito earlier today in Oakland? Absolutely dominant. He was in fact perfect until the middle of the afternoon. That was the base hit that broke up his bid at perfection, leading things off in the last of the 7th. A Tommy La Stella single. Oakland had an opportunity to bring the tying run to the plate late, but the White Sox settled into a 4-1 win. And tomorrow they've got Dallas Keuchel to try to close out Oakland, who will counter with Chris Bassett. 2 gone. So tell me about the deficit here. I mean, the 3-game series is unique, but you've been on both sides of this, having faced elimination games and having the chance to eliminate someone. What are the Indians thinking tonight?
Well, first, if you're the Yankees, you don't feel as good as you may think. And if you're the Indians, you don't feel as bad as you may think. And the first thing I would do if I was Sandy Alomar is say, hey, good news, fellas. We're not going to see Gerrit Cole again this year. OK, number 1. And number 2, then you look at Carrasco versus Tanaka. And then you look at Plesac versus Happ. And you say, hey, fellas, can we win 2 in a row at home? The answer, of course, is yes. So let's get back out tomorrow, get a good night's sleep, and let's go back out and win 1 tomorrow and then take it from there.
Alex, that's all good and well. Does anyone actually believe that?
Yeah, I do. Because this resembles a lot of what the season looks like. 3 games at home. You're expected to win 2 out of 3 if you're a good team at home. And the Indians believe that. And here's what's true. They're not going to face Gerrit Cole again. That's the good news. And Buster, one more thing, too, is when you see the score 11-2, it relaxes you a little bit. It's so much easier to get over 11-2 than a walk-off, loss, or 3-1 or 2-1 where it's just painful. Right now, I mean, you see these guys, they're relaxed, they're confident. Tomorrow, they'll be ready to go.
Ball and 2 strikes, the count to Ramirez. And on the other side of that, the Yankees trying to close them out tomorrow. I mean, the Yankees are very aware of the depth of Cleveland's pitching and the fact that the Indians, when they score 3 or more, are 29-6. I mean, it doesn't take a lot. Like, that stat didn't play tonight because they got boat raced. But they score 3 or more, they generally win.
Yeah.
So if you're the Yankees tomorrow, step on the throat and finish the job. Let's not go to a game 3.
Agreed. And if you're Carrasco, I can tell you what he's going to do, what he's not going to do tomorrow. He's not going to try to get ahead fastballs early in the count to the first 3 hitters. He's going to start pitching right from the get-go. Forget establishing the fastball. Pitch from the get-go and do not dig a hole for yourself.
And unlike some teams that have qualified for the postseason, the Indians are very deep in their starting rotation. It's not a one-man band here because the combination of Carrasco and Plesac have been very good. Not Bieber good, because Bieber had the best regular season of any pitcher in baseball this year. But to your earlier point, yeah, you like your chances if you're Cleveland.
Yeah.
Here's Santana now.
Alex, I always thought in situations like this too, just being a reporter watching it, it felt like a team like the Indians tomorrow, they need a hero early in the game, like somebody with a bolt to get them going, kind of shake them up.
A hero and an early hero. They do not need to be playing from behind. And when you struggle so much offensively all year, that's the last thing you want. So early and often for the Indians.
Runner left stranded and a scoreless bottom of the 8th. On to the 9th. Yankees by 9. To the 9th inning in Cleveland tonight. The Yankees 11 runs on 12 hits, 13 strikeouts by Gerrit Cole, who set postseason history with that performance tonight. Again, becoming the first pitcher with 3 12 or more strikeout games in the postseason. And it's just academic now here in the 9th inning before both sides start to roll up their sleeves in earnest on game 2 tomorrow night. Cam Hill will continue, and in an ideal case scenario for the Indians on a night when nothing has been ideal, they can at least get through this without burning an additional bullpen arm.
You know, Matty, the question that, Yankee Nation has to be asking themselves is, you scored 11 runs, you have everything rolling. Do you go out and put the same lineup again? Or do you bring in Sanchez? Do you bring in Frazier? Do you sit Stanton? Do you play Stanton? These are all very important questions because everything has been rolling so well. Do you mess with it? Matt, Buster?
That's a great question. One that I wouldn't even venture to guess at.
Well, I'm asking because it's a rhetorical question for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even mess around.
You wouldn't.
If I was Boone, I would just leave the same lineup there and just use whiteout and start again tomorrow. I would not mess with it.
0-2 the count to Luke Voit. You saw the very small gathering of immediate family allowed into the ballpark. Families of the players, that is, the Yankee side. Ball and 2 strikes the count to Voit.
Buster, you're awful quiet. You just don't want to answer my question, or you're kind of thinking?
No,
Vanderbilt thinking.
Alex, I'm with you.
Voit gets a hold of one out to deep left, and Naylor's able to make the catch in left. He has been the lone bright spot for the Indians tonight.
Another good swing here by the Yankee hitters against that tough wall. Nice play, tough play, and great concentration.
Here's Stanton now with 1 gone.
Alex, I totally agree with you. I think this actually will, if you're Aaron Boone, you're hoping that this result gives Giancarlo Stanton some room to breathe and just sort of process what he went through today. You put him in the lineup tomorrow, you don't even think about it.
Uh-oh, that could be the start of something. The big fella gets a hold of one and has a solo homer here in the 9th. Adding to the damage. 12-2 Yankees.
And look at the smile, Matty. Not the biggest hit of the night, but one of the biggest hit for the long run here as September closes and October opens. Good swing. Buster, you're right on point. Takes the pressure off, and he can just go back to seeing the ball and hitting it. And if you see the reaction of the Yankee dugout, you'll see how excited they are for him, and everyone sigh of relief.
Here's Gio Urshela now. The 4th Yankee homer of the night. 2-run shots by Judge Torres, Gardner, and now a solo home run by Gio Stanton. Oh, and 2 to Urshela. Well, nobody saw a 10-run differential coming tonight, not based on the starting pitching matchup. It may come as interesting to some fans as Urshela takes a look at a 3rd straight curveball for a strike. The Indians were pre-flop favorites to win this series, according to the odds makers in Las Vegas. Of course, that math is going to change after a Game 1 loss.
Well, it was already 11-2 and a tsunami by the Yankees. If you can now wake up Stanton with that blast. Torres and Stanton checking in huge for the Yankees. One more missing, Mr. Gary Sanchez. The question is, does he play tomorrow or does he sit?
0-1 the count to Torres. My guess is going to be the only lineup change will be right there at catcher.
I agree.
We asked both managers today, how much of your lineup decisions for Game 2 will be based on a win or loss tonight. And neither one of them really answered the question. Those conversations have already been made based on the starting pitching assignments, but given the lopsided nature of this score tonight, I'm not sure much is going to change for the Yankees, to your earlier point, Alex. And a little mishandle at first base on a tough chance. Torres is aboard again.
4 hits for Torres tonight, 2 infield hits, home run and a knock up the middle. And this is living right here.
There are no series MVP awards in the wild card round, the same way there's no division series MVPs, but Gleyber Torres is making a statement tonight. Indians are going to have to go back to the bullpen. Another pitching change. We'll be right back. It will be an elimination game tomorrow night for the Indians as we'll kick things off at 7 o'clock Eastern. Masahiro Tanaka will try to finish business for the Yankees. He's been brilliant in his postseason career. In 8 postseason starts, a 5-3 record and a 1.76 ERA.
And Matty, better on the road for Tanaka in the postseason. 2.3 ERA. On the road, 4.4 at home.
The 18-year veteran, the Culiacan Kid is what they called him when he debuted with the San Diego Padres as a 20-year-old back in 2002. Left-hander Oliver Perez. The mustache is on point. A strike to Brett Gardner, 1-1. 21 games for Perez out of the Indians bullpen. Finished the year with a 2.00 ERA. The very definition of a situational left-hander at the age of 37, and the kind of guy that a lot of people feared might not stick around with the 3-batter minimum rule in effect this year. Did not seem to deter Oli Perez this season. Two to Gardner, slapped into center field, a base hit. Bottom of the lineup has just been terrific for the Yankees tonight.
And Gardner doing it all tonight, hitting the fastball early. Talk about hunting fastballs early. That time a little two-strike hitting and a little breaking ball. Hit it the other way. Wade Boggs style.
A run in with 2 out and 2 on now for Higashioka, who's 1 for 4 tonight. Popped him up. And that'll take us to the bottom of the 9th inning. 12-2 New York. Defensive change for the Yankees getting into the bottom of the 9th inning, and Tyler Wade enters at second base, and that'll slide DJ LeMahieu to first. That's how the Yankees plan on finishing the night, heading into the bottom half of inning number 9. Luis Cessa, his second relief inning. On behalf of Gerrit Cole, who was dominant tonight, 13 strikeouts over 7 innings. Franmil Reyes, Josh Naylor, Roberto Perez representing the last chance for Cleveland. Back-to-back hitters in the Cleveland order who were acquired in midseason deals with the Padres over the past 2 years. Reyes last year. Cleveland was desperate at the time to try to solve its right-handed power dilemma. So they brought in Reyes and Yasiel Puig, who sat the year out, surprisingly. 1 gone. Scott Van Pelt is next with Sports Center. Alex, Buster, and I will be back on with you tomorrow as the first order of business. Game 1 of the Reds-Braves series. A terrific matchup that's going to be. Trevor Bauer, Max Fried.
Trevor Bauer, must-watch TV. Great stuff.
Yeah. And he will let you know how good he is, too. And he is that good. Yeah, that would have been your battle for NL Cy Young had it not been for the fact that Max Fried missed some time on the IL. I think Bauer is the leader in that clubhouse. With all due respect to Clayton Kershaw, Jacob deGrom, the rest of the suitors in the National League. Pretty crowded list. Yu Darvish, Corbin Burns. One and 1 to Naylor.
I think you're right, Matty. The Reds are a scary team. Good pitching. They're poised. Dangerous.
Joey Votto got hot. Another hit for Naylor tonight. He has been a one-man band for the Indians. Is he trying for the cycle? He's only the triple shy. No, he's going to satisfy himself with his second double of the game.
Great swings all night long. Balance behind the baseball, hitting the fastball. This time the breaking ball. Smoking it. Great bat speed. Balance. Head down. Running hard. Great energy.
Josh Naylor becomes just the 5th Indian with a 4-hit postseason game. And I dare you, when you take a look at Josh Naylor from the shoulders up, not to think of DJ Pauly from Jersey Shore. Buster, because I know that's exactly what you were thinking.
Yeah, that was the first thing that came to mind.
He can flat hit.
I was thinking, he's Canadian, so Matt Stairs 2.0. 5'11", little bit of an uppercut.
Okay.
Matt Stairs was a very underrated player.
You bet.
Just hit bombs.
Yeah, there was just I don't think the Padres ever doubted his ability to hit. And as a matter of fact, I've heard their GM A.J. Preller say that. They always knew he could hit. There just wasn't a fit there. And there sure is a fit for him in Cleveland. He has a chance to stick around here for quite a long time. Indians have been looking for outfield productivity for quite a while.
Former first-round pick, only 23 years old, but there's a lot to like there, and I love the energy. When he came in the dugout screaming, I'd love to see that. I want to see more players do that.
Well, because of the energy, guys, the guys he reminds me of is Alex Verdugo, who we got to see this year play with a lot of energy for the Red Sox in a down year for Boston.
It's a good one.
You bet. Ex-Boston catcher Sandy Leon, the switch hitter with a 1-2 count, trying to pick up Naylor and maybe give the Indians some positivity here at the end of the night. And it has been a long night for Cleveland. Leon taps a little liner out to left, and Cleveland's down to their final out of the game. Another note on Naylor with a 4-hit game tonight as we look for some, something to polish up the Indians' night. The last Indian with a 4-hit postseason game was Juan Gonzalez in the 2001 ALDS. How about that? He's got a franchise record all to himself. Tyler Naquin, 3 strikeouts for him tonight. And he has the last shot for Cleveland. And a base hit. Naylor's going to come around to score. 12-3 New York.
I know a run like that doesn't mean that much when the score is 12-3 in the bottom of the 9th inning, but anything that you can do, small bite, good fastball here, after 3 strikeouts, getting a nice big base hit, that'll get your momentum going, and it's something to build on for tomorrow.
Delano to Shields now 1 for 3 tonight. A ball and a strike. Tanaka and Carrasco tomorrow, game 2, 7 Eastern. And Cleveland's down to their final strike. If it goes any farther, game 3 on Thursday. Zach Plesac, and we are assuming Jay Happ, even though that was not made official. So let's say TBA and be safe. Tapper out to shortstop. That's going to wrap it up. All Yankees in Cleveland tonight. A rather lopsided game 1 win, 4 home runs, a dominant Gerrit Cole, and everything going to plan for Aaron Boone and the Yankees. 1 win away from moving on to the division series. Final score from Cleveland tonight, 12-3 New York. For Vasgersian and Alex Rodriguez, Matt Vasgersian. We'll see you tomorrow at noon Eastern for the Reds and Braves, and then again at 7 for game 2 of this series. Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt is next.